What's up, Keel Hauler fans? Tim Fitzgerald here with senior Samantha Flores. Sam, thanks for taking some time here and joining us at the half. Here we are, Sam. We're at the final couple games of your senior season. We're going to kind of catch up with you and take a look back and just talk about what's in front of you. Some of your fun facts as well, of course, have that with me as always. So let's start about first reintroducing yourself to those watching.
Hi, my name's Samantha Flores. People call me Sam. I'm a senior here at Cal Maritime, and my major is global studies, and yeah.
Let's talk about your off-season. What were some of the things you worked on going into your senior year?
I worked a lot with our old coach, Coach Dre, at his warehouse. He has a facility there where on the screen there's it's like a program. It's kind of like a DDR Max kind of thing, you know, how you dance, but instead it's with the basketball, so it kind of counts how many dribbles you do at an amount of time, tells you when to cross over, when to go between your legs, all that kind of stuff. So we did a lot of that. We did a lot of shooting, and then I did some open gyms over the summer, worked on my own outside my house because I have a hoop there. I ran a lot before I came back, so when we started conditioning, I was out in front just because I was already ready to go.
Yeah, good call. In fact, talk about a transition. You know, you've had two different coaches in your 2 seasons. What are some of the adjustments you have to make? With a coaching staff change, things like that. Some of the things, I guess, mentally, a player kind of has to factor in. When a coach change happens.
Well, you kind of have to get not used to the coach's coaching ways, but it's like a whole nother person, so you kind of have to understand how to talk to him, how to get across to him, how to respond back without him thinking that you're responding in a certain way. So those things are kind of hard, but I think for me individually, a switch with a coach is easy for me because I'm more of a player that listens and just does. So if he tells me to do something, I'm going to do it. So with him, he tells us what to do, and we do it.
And you do it. Let's talk about your collegiate career as a whole. You came over from Monterey Peninsula College. Now you're here in your senior season, just a couple games left in the season here at Cal Maritime. Look back at your collegiate career. Is there maybe some takeaways, life lessons from playing college basketball you walk away with?
Yeah, I mean, I do sometimes wish I could have done more. I mean, I didn't get to do as much at NPC that I wished I could have. But that kind of just was a factor of just playing time. Mostly here, I did get the playing time that I enjoyed. Playing time doesn't really bother me as much. What bothers me is myself. So if feel like I go into a game and I'm like, hey, I can do better, and then I just know that I didn't give it my all that day, it's when I think okay, the next game I gotta give it a better effort. But I do think that this entire year I've stayed consistent of just being that leader with energy and just providing I show that I want heart, or that I have heart, and that I want to win the game. And I think with that, I don't have any regrets. But as a whole, I have learned how to deal with different people better, how to put myself in a situation with different people and have to learn them and figure out how to work with them, because not everybody's the same. So learning how to do that was kind of hard for me because this team's a little different than other teams that I've been on before. Well, it's a lot of strong personalities.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
Well, leading by example and working well with others sound like good lessons to learn from your collegiate career. Let's have some fun here now. You talk about favorite athlete, LeBron James. It's a lot of people's favorite. What draws you to him?
Well, since the beginning, I've just seen him as, he's like me. He's like that player, that go-getter, that hustler, that, all right, if we're not doing it as a team, let me take a stand real quick and do it myself kind of thing. But I don't like doing everything myself, but if I feel if the clock's winding down and we need to drive, give me the ball and I'll drive it in there kind of thing. And he's also, I really think that he contributes back to the community a lot. He really cares about real life situations, things that are going on in society now. And he's not one of those athletes that is just hey, I'm famous so I can do whatever I want kind of thing. But he does give a lot of money back to foundations for kids who can play basketball, also for people who are in need. He's from Ohio. It's where my grandma's from, Cleveland, Ohio. So it's kind of draws back to home a little bit with my grandma. But just all around, I just think he's a great guy. And
Awesome.
he's the best player in the NBA. So.
He probably is still. Yeah, that is true. I've noticed you be a pretty vocal leader, on the court this season. Does that just kind of happen or something you made an effort to do this year?
I think it happens naturally, but more or less, being more of a vocal leader, I have tried because mainly I usually depend on my my ability to lead. Like just by my actions, I'm a hard worker. I just go in there and just do it, and so hopefully I feel like okay, hopefully people will follow me. But I figured that this year there needed to be a little bit more of talk and a little bit more of like, hey, let's go. We got to get this. We could play or we can win this game. There's a lot of games that we've let slip that we could win, but I just think that a takeaway from that is this team with the new incoming players that they do have. I think they do have a future with this program. I mean, every program starts from the bottom and works its way up to the top. So as long as everybody keeps working together and wanting the same goal, I think that they'll be all right.
We'll go back to the fun facts now here. Favorite teams? Cavaliers, of course, come along with LeBron, but the Oakland Raiders. You and I got a chance to chat about this on the road trip to Arizona, talk Raiders for a while. What drew you to the Oakland Raiders then?
Well, first off, my dad's been an Oakland Raider fan since he was a little kid. My mom actually was a Niner fan, and my dad converted her. And so now our whole house is just full of Raiders and all that. But I always had a choice to pick whatever team I wanted to pick if I wanted to pick a team. But the Raiders, the thing is, like, with them, it's just you see that they have the heart and the want to play. They love it. They fight for everything. But sometimes they're just not.
Sometimes we have to fight for everything because it often gets taken away.
Right. I think this year they did a great job, I think that they had a lot of key players. I just don't think that they utilized them or got to utilize them as well as possible. But, again, they're an underdog, so I like going for those underdogs. Yeah. And then seeing how they work their way up to the top, but I think they'll get back to being a really good team. But mostly my family loves them, so I love them too.
That's what did it. Yeah, you and I talked about their upcoming changes to their offensive game plan, and we got to talk about that on a road trip. Those are always fun. Are there some maybe favorite moments, a game, a road trip, a practice that sort of stick out to you in your time here at Cal Maritime?
I think the moments that stick out is hanging out with like some of the players on the team at times when it's like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. This is a long road trip. There's a lot of homework going on, but like, hey, come to the room, just hang out for a minute. Those are like fun times, and sometimes messing around. Not gonna lie, everybody messes around in the hotels,
Kill some time somehow.
Going down to the pools, hot tubs, stuff like that. Pranks, stuff. It's fun. But yeah, I honestly think the best moment was this year when we went into our tournament where we took it all and came home and had a really good turnout that weekend. That was one of my favorites, going in there and just getting it done and having like a good attitude leaving and just really enjoying the time. And I could tell everybody had fun. Like, it was just one of those moments where it's like, all right, we love it and we got to do it. We had fun, and it was just like, that's why we play basketball type of thing.
Gotcha. Awesome. One other fun fact note we're going to take here. On the court, this kind of shows the difference in personas from on court and off. On court, you're kind of a tough one out there. You don't mess around. You're a physical player. But your favorite movies, two of the three, you have Beauty and the Beast and The Notebook. I would not have expected those. You still love a good rom-com sort of thing every now and then, right?
Yeah. But for me, the Beauty and the Beast thing, apparently ever since I was a little kid, I loved it. I guess I watched the VCR so much that I broke it. I have the DVD, and mostly I don't like the whole. I like Beauty and the Beast, but I like Beast mostly, not the Beauty. It's more or less.
So still the tough guy, I thought.
Yeah, like he's this big scary person that everybody's, oh my god, But once you get down to it, he's really this lovable, kind, generous. He looks out for everybody. He's kind of a leader in a way too. So I think I just look up to him a little bit. So that's why I like Beauty and the Beast. This is the same with Hulk, because Hulk's my favorite. And with him, it's like the only thing that can bring him down is love. Thinking about that girl in the back of his head and just brings him down back into his human form, to where people think he's just a scary person, but really he's not. There's always good inside.
Absolutely. Sam, thanks for your time. Thanks for joining us here. And thank you for tuning